Two SUVs, one platform, completely different personalities. The 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser and the 2026 Lexus GX550 share the same body-on-frame DNA, but they deliver it in radically different ways. One leans into heritage and hybrid efficiency, the other doubles down on twin-turbo power and premium refinement. If you're trying to decide which one deserves a spot in your driveway, this breakdown will make the choice a lot clearer. Let's start outside, because visually, these two could not project more different attitudes. The Toyota Land Cruiser leans hard into its past, and it's not subtle about it. When Toyota brought the nameplate back, it did so with a design that feels intentionally nostalgic, rather than trend-chasing. It's boxy, upright, honest. The squared-off fenders, flat-body sides, and chunky proportions immediately call back to classic 80 series and FJ models. The LED headlights, whether in the round heritage-inspired setup or the more rectangular configuration depending on the trim, reinforce that retro modern theme. Even the grille is more horizontal and functional than flashy, emphasizing width without trying too hard to look aggressive. There's a real sense of durability in the details. Short overhangs, pronounced wheel arches, thick cladding, and a high beltline give it a planted, ready-for-anything stance. The tailgate design is simple and squared, with vertical lighting that keeps things clean and practical. It doesn't rely on dramatic curves or oversized chrome accents. It looks like it belongs on a trail, and it doesn't apologize for it. The Lexus GX takes a completely different approach. Where the Land Cruiser embraces nostalgia, the GX projects modern authority. It's still boxy and upright, but the surfacing is sharper and more deliberate. The body sides are cleaner, the shoulder line is more pronounced, and the overall stance feels wider and more planted. The grille is squared off and integrated into the front fascia rather than dramatically protruding, giving it a confident, architectural look instead of an aggressive one. The LED lighting signatures are crisp and technical, especially the slim daytime running lights that stretch across the front. Wheel designs range from upscale, large diameter options on luxury trims to more rugged finishes on overtrail models. Subtle chrome or darkened accents, depending on the trim, allow buyers to lean either premium or purposeful. It doesn't look retro, it looks composed, expensive, and capable. Like it could handle a black tie event and a rocky trail in the same weekend. Step inside the GX and the tone shifts immediately. Despite the rugged interior, the cabin leans unapologetically upscale. The layout is still upright and functional at its core, but everything you touch feels more deliberate. Faux or genuine leather upholstery is available in multiple colors, and higher trims introduce richer materials, including available semi-aniline leather. Real wood trim is offered and actually looks authentic, not like a shiny plastic impersonation. Overtrail models even bring in dark green faux suede accents that subtly remind you this thing can leave pavement when needed. Premium and luxury trims offer 3 rows with seating for up to 7 using the standard second-row bench. Optional captain's chairs drop that to 6. Third-row space is tight though, fine for occasional use, though not for full-time adult duty. Overtrail trims skip the third row entirely and seat 5, prioritizing capability over maximum passenger count. Available features like a cooled storage bin, heads-up display, and digital key add modern convenience. Cargo space is generous, about 40 cubic feet behind the second row, and roughly 76 cubic feet with those seats folded, though the high load floor can make lifting heavier gear a bit of a workout. Step into the Land Cruiser and the philosophy clearly shifts. This generation moves away from the old full-size formula and is now strictly a 2-row, 5-seat SUV. Toyota intentionally downsized it, positioning it closer to mid-size rivals like the Bronco and Wrangler rather than massive 3-row family haulers. The result is a cabin that feels upright, focused, and purpose-built instead of oversized for the sake of it. The layout is clean and squared off, with strong horizontal lines and excellent outward visibility thanks to the tall glass and boxy shape. You get large physical climate knobs, yes, actual knobs you can use with gloves on, along with straightforward controls that prioritize usability over flash. The center display is modern and responsive, but doesn't dominate the entire experience. Even the base 1958 trim isn't stripped bare. Heated seats, a heated steering wheel, and a 6-speaker stereo come standard. Move up to the higher Land Cruiser trim and you gain ventilated seats, a 10-speaker audio system, and available leather upholstery for a more upscale feel. Cargo space is strong for a 2-row SUV, offering 37.5 cubic feet behind the second row, and about 82 cubic feet with the seats folded. That translates to roughly 17 carry-ons in the back or up to 31 with everything laid flat. The opening is wide, the floor is practical, and it's clearly built for real gear, not just grocery bags. The Land Cruiser comes standard with Toyota's latest multimedia system, which is refreshingly quick, clean, and easy to navigate. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are included across the board because in this price range, they absolutely should be. The catch? The base 1958 trim gets a modest 8-inch touchscreen that feels a little undersized in a vehicle this substantial. Step up a trim and you're rewarded with a much more appropriate 12.3-inch display, along with a fully digital gauge cluster. USB-C ports and a wireless charging pad come standard, but onboard Wi-Fi and the upgraded 14-speaker JBL audio system require opening your wallet a bit wider. Where the Land Cruiser really flexes, though, is off-road tech. Multi-terrain select, crawl control, downhill assist, available locking rear differential, and multiple camera angles, including underbody views, remind you that this SUV is more concerned with rocks than playlists. The Lexus GX comes standard with a 14-inch infotainment touchscreen paired with a 12.3-inch fully digital gauge cluster that can be reconfigured to show navigation, off-road data, driver assistance info, or traditional dials. The system runs Lexus Interface, which builds on Toyota's software, but it feels more polished, with sharper graphics and smoother voice assistant integration. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. Most climate functions are integrated into the touchscreen, which keeps the dash clean, but does mean fewer physical buttons. A wireless charging pad is available and cleverly angles the phone upward for better visibility. Most trims offer 6 USB-C ports throughout the cabin, while overtrail variants drop that to 4. A 10-speaker audio system is standard, but serious audiophiles can upgrade to a 21-speaker Mark Levinson surround sound system. Higher trims also add a heads-up display and expanded ambient lighting for a more immersive feel. Under the hood is where the philosophies truly split. The Land Cruiser runs Toyota's iForce Max hybrid system, a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder paired with electric motor assist, producing 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. That torque hits low in the rev range and gives the Land Cruiser a strong, punchy feel around town. The setup is similar in concept to what you'll find in the Tacoma, and it's paired with an 8-speed automatic with full-time 4-wheel drive, a locking center differential, low-range gearing, crawl control, and hill descent control. Fuel economy lands in the mid-20s combined, which is genuinely impressive for a body-on-frame SUV. That said, in testing, the electric boost can feel slightly inconsistent due to the small battery pack, and it's not exactly quick, as it needs about 7.7 seconds to hit 60 miles an hour. It's smooth and noticeably quieter than something like a Bronco or Wrangler, but straight-line acceleration isn't really its headline feature. The Lexus GX550 skips electrification and instead uses a beautifully refined 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6, delivering 349 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque, paired to a 10-speed automatic and standard 4-wheel drive. It's noticeably quicker than the Land Cruiser, reaching 60 miles an hour in 6.3 seconds, and it feels smoother and more effortless at highway speeds. Fuel economy comes in around 15 miles per gallon city and 21 miles per gallon highway, which is the trade-off for that stronger, more refined V6 character. Overtrail trims add serious off-road hardware, 18-inch wheels wrapped in 33-inch all-terrain tires, aluminum skid plates, an adaptive suspension system, and EKDSS to improve articulation when the terrain gets uneven. Steering is crisp for something this tall. Body roll is present as expected on a body-on-frame SUV, and overall composure feels confident, both on pavement and off it. When it comes to towing, the GX550 pulls ahead in a big way. Properly equipped, it can tow up to 9,096 pounds, which not only dwarfs the previous GX460's 6,500-pound rating, but also comfortably exceeds the Land Cruiser's 6,000-pound capacity. It even outmuscles several luxury brand rivals like the Audi Q7 and the BMW X5. If hauling boats, trailers, or toys is high on your priority list, the GX isn't just competitive, it's leading the conversation. When it comes to safety, both SUVs come well-equipped right out of the gate. The Toyota Land Cruiser includes Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 as standard, which bundles together a wide range of modern driver assistance features. You get automated emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning with lane keeping assist, and adaptive cruise control with lane centering capability. Automatic high beams are also included, along with blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert on most trims. It's a comprehensive package designed to reduce driver fatigue on long highway stretches while still being useful in urban traffic. The Lexus GX mirrors much of that technology with Lexus Safety System Plus 3.0. It also includes automated emergency braking, pedestrian detection, lane departure warning with steering assist, and adaptive cruise control with lane centering. In practice, both systems perform smoothly and predictably, with Lexus often feeling slightly more refined in its alerts and interventions. Crash ratings for the current generation are still being updated as testing continues, but both Toyota and Lexus historically perform strongly in safety evaluation. The Lexus carries a starting MSRP of $67,000, including destination for the premium trim. From there, things escalate quickly. Overtrail, Overtrail Plus, and Luxury Plus trims push the pricing into the mid-$70,000 range and can climb past $82,000 once you start checking option boxes. And let's be honest, if you're already shopping a Lexus GX, you're probably not stopping at the base trim. The Toyota comes in noticeably lower, starting around $59,000 for the base 1958 trim. Move up to the higher Land Cruiser trim and you're looking at roughly $65,000 before destination, taxes, and dealer add-ons enter the chat. Load up and you can cross the $70,000 mark, but it takes effort. So the gap between them? Roughly $10,000 to start and potentially much more depending on how fancy you want your off-roader to look and feel. Both SUVs are built in Japan, which matters to buyers who associate Japanese production with consistency and long-term durability. The Toyota Land Cruiser is produced at Toyota's Tahara plant, a facility known for extremely tight build tolerances and quality control standards. The Lexus GX is also assembled in Japan, reinforcing Lexus's reputation for meticulous craftsmanship and attention to detail. For many shoppers, built in Japan still carries weight, fewer shortcuts, strong reliability history, and disciplined manufacturing processes. Of course, if you're buying in the US, overseas production can mean exposure to import tariffs, depending on the current trade policy. Yes, including the Trump-era tariff conversation. So while you're enjoying that Japanese build quality, just remember, geopolitics may be along for the ride too. At the end of the day, this isn't just about which one is, quote, better. It's about which one fits your personality and maybe your ego a little more comfortably. The Land Cruiser is the purest pick. A hybrid torque, heritage styling, and rugged authenticity in a modern package. The GX is the polished evolution, quieter, more refined, more luxurious, but still fully capable of real off-road work, even if it looks like it prefers a reserved parking spot. Same platform, two very different vibes. If you value efficiency and straightforward capability, the Land Cruiser makes a strong case. If you want that capability wrapped in more comfort and presence, the GX earns its higher price. Either way, you're getting real body-on-frame hardware in a world full of crossovers pretending to be tough. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy honest comparisons like this, stick around. We've got plenty more deep dives on the way.